What's going on, you amazing people? Jacob Paul here, and tonight we're going to talk about forgiveness. Now, you want to forgive people, but you might not want to forgive people, but you should forgive people because you want to be free of that. Now let me break that down for you again. You need to let go. You need to get over it. Because every single time that you think about something again, it changes in your mind with what's happening in your life. That can be good or bad. Yes, we can neurologically reprogram ourselves via thinking about that same thing that may be painful for us, may be hard for us to forgive, abuse, violence, rape, so on and so forth. And we can change the way that we feel about that. We can go back and repeat that same thought and rewrite the program that is inside of it. And we can do that by inputting something positive, or inputting something that you believe that is greater than the negative or the pain or the fear that you went through, or going through. Now, it might seem impossible, but it's not. The way that I'm going to show you is have something that you love, okay? Have a picture, just say, or a sound, or a song, or a comedian, or a video game, whatever, your children, your animals, whatever it is, right? Sit there and relapse into that memory, relapse into that moment, relapse into that presence back there, okay? And then go through it and let it sort of suck you in, right? And then by absolute choice, bring yourself out of it, okay? Look at the photo, look at the funny thing, play a game, turn on that song. I can sit there right here and I can do it. And I'll have my little remote control. And I'll go back to that thought. And I'll just feel myself drop. And then I'll put my favorite songs on. Just let it blasting out loud, because loud music is very good for the actual soul. Very funny that, isn't it? Because it's a vibrational frequency and it boosts you. And I just blast it until I do this. And then on my choice, think back, and then I'll keep doing that. I could do things like, you don't have to have music, you might not have pictures, you might not have your pets, you might just have your mind, it might be just you and your mind. And I can sit there and I can come to peace with it, and I'll remember the traumatic shit of the things that, the limiting beliefs that have been built from these moments, and I'll be like, I'm a better person because of it. Or I'll remember moments that, yeah, this might have sucked, but because of that sucking, I can now do this, where I couldn't do that before. Or now I have a better appreciation for things, now that you don't have that thing or that traumatic thing happened to you. You have to let go, guys, and I'm speaking to people that have been abused, mostly. And if you haven't, and you're still dealing with stuff and you find it hard to forgive, maybe it's because your ego. Not saying this for the abused people. Maybe I am. Because our soul doesn't have these problems. Our soul doesn't find it hard to forgive. Our soul is pure love. Yes, people may abuse us, use us, hurt us, and put us down. But our soul is infinite. It's only in here that the problem lies, because we let it lie there. No, when these things happen to us, most of us, we have never learned how to deal with this stuff. We haven't learned the next level of evolution. We're stuck at base one. We learn how to walk, we learn how to talk, and we stop there. We stop listening, we stop learning, we stop understanding, we stop growing. So we deal with it with the wisdom and knowledge that we have then, and the experience of that. A lot of people aren't experienced with this. Things happen, that's it. Their life is royally fucked from that point on. Been there, done that. I just kind of got fed up. I got sick of things happening in my life and not happening in my life by my own hand, or lack of putting my hand there, doing that, because of shit that's happened to me in the past. And what's really sucky about it for me personally was there was stuff that I could deal with from my teenage years onwards. The stuff that I can remember. But the stuff, and I had to go and delve into the big black pit of shit to find my repressed memories so that I can break those neurological beliefs that's happened, my belief system, the negative, the limiting belief system that I had. I had to dive into that fucking pit and face them. I had to go find them because I got sick of it. But guys, there was things that happened to me when I was a tiny, from a baby onwards, that are the most horrific shit that could ever happen to a human being, and they affected me. I didn't know this. I didn't understand. I can't go back to that moment. I can't go back to being abused, sexually abused, beaten, tortured, fucking hung on display, dripped in blood in front of cult people. I can't deal with that. That's a memory that I got uncovered that just traumatized me as a child. Like, whoa. I had to go back, but there's only so far I can remember. And these things still stayed with me. I can deal with the shit from my mother, my stepfather. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with being rejected by your real father. I can deal with that. I can deal with all the exes and the violence and shitty parenting and shitty bosses and shitty friends and shitty everything. I can deal with that. The things that I can't deal with, the things that I can't remember, but they still, you have an underlying click. That happens, and your brain has a certain program that it runs when that happens. And it was kind of very hard. So I learned to go above and beyond seeking it from that moment. I learned that I had to change it. Even though I didn't know what it was or what caused it, I had to become extra diligent and extra hungry to be free. And that's where it's like, yeah, you can do it, but then you can really do it and master this shit, and I had to do that. So if you're dealing with shit yourself, face it, don't run from it. It's only going to chase you. You know what I mean? And it's only going to screw up your life because of it. You're going to be caged. Those people or those situations or those circumstances or whatever it happened, whether you did it or someone else did it, or because there was nothing that happened in that moment to help you, and that may traumatize you, go to that moment and change it. You have to forgive and forget. You have to move beyond letting it stay with you, because the longer it stays with you, the worse your life is going to be. And that may have happened like a day ago, a second ago, 20 years ago. You're still carrying it with you, and for as long as you carry it with you, your life is going to be affected by it. And it's not going to be a positive thing. So you forgive. You forgive for you. You don't forgive for them. Yes, you're dealing with people that abuse you and hurt you. You don't forgive for them. You forgive them, but not for them. You forgive them for you, because you're more important than they are. You're more important than what happened to you. Your future is more important than your past. Let your past define you, not confine you. Let that shit turn into great things. Let that traumatic shit that will cripple you be the greatest story. Be the greatest example of people rising. Prove them wrong. Prove yourself right. And which one of them do you think is going to get you to the finish line? Trying to prove somebody wrong? Or being right for you? Not being right in saying that you're right and someone else is wrong. There's no right or wrong. Even if what they did was wrong, there's no right or wrong. Stop trying to have an argument. Stop trying to be justified. Stop trying to They can't justify what you do. You can't justify trying to hold on to this. Wouldn't it be better to let go of it and be free of it and finally live in a present moment where you decide how you feel, how you respond to things, instead of reacting to things that subconsciously destroy you and your life and every relationship you have? Wouldn't that just be a wonderful thing to do? Forgive for you. And if you're one of these people that unfortunately has hurt people, forgive yourself. You might find this hard to believe, but everyone needs to forgive themselves. Whether you have done whatever it is or haven't done, forgive yourself. Just make a promise at the end of that forgiveness. Promise that you will make it right. Dedicate your life to being someone where you can use that thing that you fucked up, that you did, or didn't do when you should have done it, to being the driving force that made you do the greatest things, be an angel that walked this fucking earth. Be one of them. You can do it every single day, billions and billions and billions of ways. You can protect people. You can go from a monster to a savior. You have that choice. You don't have to keep being a bad person if you're being a bad person. You don't. Guys, this core fundamental belief, this core fundamental pillar of greatness, it can't be built if you're holding on to the shit. You can't stay little and belittled any longer. You have to rise. Become greatness. But you can't if you keep holding on. If you don't make that conscious choice, that conscious decision for yourself, that's kind of like the most crucial conscious decision you can make. You're not going to get any further. Things aren't going to get better. They are literally going to go backwards, and they're going to get worse. And they have. If you don't confront them. And I hear it all the time, and that's why, like, me as a life coach, like a spiritual advisor, whatever the fuck you want to call me, that's why I can reach people in such a way that therapists and shrinks can't. They've read a book that someone else has written. Now, for those who have been through stuff, good on you, love it, keep going, change the world. And this is not a diss on other people that just have read a book. I don't care. Good on you, keep helping people. But my point is this: when I talk to you and you are going through pain, I'm a person that says, I understand. I know how you feel. You are worth the effort to get out. You are worth the effort it's going to take. You're worth the pain that you're going to have to relive to get free. You're hurting anyway. Your life is full of pain. Why not get a reward for it? Use a principle as fitness. It hurts. You're confronting fears. You're doing things that are foreign for you. Why not get a reward? You're going to be unhappy, miserable, out of shape, obese, dying of disease, your body disintegrating. You're going to be in pain and you're going to be unhappy anyway. Why not use a fraction of the time, like 4% of it, which is 1 hour, 4% of the day, it's 1 hour, to go through that, but use that as training so that you are free. You no longer will be in pain eternally. You'll be only in a pain temporary, 4% of your day, and you'll feel good because you've done it. I'm using fitness terminology as a terminology to deal with and speak about some very sensitive topics. You're in pain anyway. You're gonna have to do it one way or another, and that's the truth. I can help you along this journey in every single way that I have used. There's actually 23 of them. Core fundamental things that I have done and I continue to do so that I am who I am today. You know, my biggest goal, people think their goal in life, and they look at my life and they think it's money, they think it's success, they think it's fame, they think it's all that. My goal is to be happy. be in love and loved. Because I didn't have that. And no bullshit. Which is a continuation of bullshit, but peace. That's my goal. That's what I faced my demons and the demons of others for. It's those two things. So I can smile. So I don't think about suicide. So I don't sit there and vengefully have a conversation in my brain. If they say this, I'll say this, or if I had that chance, I'll fuck them up now. Yeah, for a long time that drove me. Training and becoming like a martial artist and MMA and all this sort of stuff, and learning combat and working in bodyguard and shit, like millions and millions of things that I've done in my life to become, I guess, a weapon. Because I was hurt so badly by so many people that are supposed to protect you. And for so long, I was dealing with that the whole way through, and I'm like, if I ever see them, I'm gonna go hunt them down. And that's it. It's on. You know what I mean? I used to sit there and that fantasy would have in my brain. Now try to do that to me. I'll rip you from limb to limb. I can make you cry and beg for death. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Just like back then, as an innocent child. And that was it just kept going. And then bosses and bad, just negative shit that happened to me, I was just carrying all of that. Exes and psychotic people that should literally be on medication enter into my life, and I was like, why the fuck are so many shit people coming to me? Am I a piece of shit because of it? Am I attracting that? Like attracts like. I kept being in horrible relationships, having horrible friendships, having horrible parents, having horrible bosses, having horrible business partners, horrible clients. I couldn't figure it out, and then it's just pulling me down, and I realized it's not like attracts like, Jake. You're the light. That's your purpose. And the moment I come to terms with my purpose is to let my light shine and help those people. These people need help. It's just trying to figure out how to do that now and not take it personally. Not let that go on my shoulders and burden me even more. Not having to deal with their crap as well as my old crap. You know what I mean? It was just like creating consciousness around it freed me from it. Those conversations stopped because I stopped them. Those fears stopped because I confronted them. That negative, vengeful, spiteful behavior I no longer tolerated from myself. I'm not going to change my goodness because someone can't be good to me. And that was something that I remember very clearly one night. I'm sitting in the Gold Coast, down in Coolangatta. I'm sitting right the little roundabout down in Coolangatta in Australia, not the Gold Coast. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Surfers Paradise. That's where I lived in Surfers. I was just chilling with my mate because it was a Saturday night. I had a drink. I wasn't interested in parties and clubs and that. I woke up. And we're both single and both standing there, just checking out the surf, you know what I mean? Just at the beach, checking out the surf, hanging out. And I realized something. I said because I tried to be a bad person, because a bad person, a player, a prick, somebody that's mean, somebody that's just doesn't give a fuck. Someone that's like that, girls respect. They get all the attention. They don't have to deal with the bullshit. And that's what we thought. And it's just not for me. I can't sell my soul to try to impress somebody that needs help. That's what you're attracted to, then you're attracted to the negativity inside yourself. Your ego is literally buddying up to another ego that's gonna generate more problems in your life so that it can create more drama in your life to take more energy from you. No one knew this. No one knows that. And I remember sitting there, we were talking, and I was like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care what happens. If I change who I am because of someone else's inability to confront their own internal bullshit and they take it out on everyone else, just like a child chucking a tantrum, that's what they do. Who am I if I buckle and change so quickly? If that's pretty weak for me. So I vow to never ever change who I am. They may be and act the way that they choose, but I'll never ever belittle myself by reflecting their behavior. I will never ever dishonor and disrespect myself and lower myself to the pit that they are in. And I also will never ever do this. I'll never exchange my peace, my happiness, my light, my soul for them. Their job, what they're supposed to do, they're not doing. And they just want everyone else to do everything for them. They want them to deal with their problems. They want them to put up with their tantrums. They want them to put up with their abuse and their psychotic behavior. Everyone thinks this is normal. Ego's normal. It's not normal. That's okay, everyone does it. Yeah, everyone jumps off a cliff. That's okay? No. The genocide of human race, the abuse that they do to each other, that's not okay. The shit they do to animals, that's not okay. The destruction of the environment, that's not okay. Last one, you're destroying the thing that gives us life. You're cutting down trees all over the planet to a point where it can no longer sustain itself. Trees give us oxygen. You're an idiot. This is stupid behavior. Human beings are morons. It's not okay. But I can forgive that. I can change that. And that's where I stood back and I'm like, I can sit there and I volunteered my time and I used to work in the environmental area manager of a town. I've done that. I was a greenie. Yeah, tried to do that, tried to fix that. I went off and started a charity over in Africa. Yeah, I tried to help people. Been a life coach and a personal trainer in decades. I did that. I'm an avid animal protection person. I've paid fortune to charities so that they could help. I help animals here in Brazil. In Thailand, did the same thing. In Australia. I do that, but that's cleaning up the mess. That's not stopping the cause. And I realized this a very long time ago. I'm like, everyone's just sitting there cleaning up the shit. They're not actually confronting, they're not actually fixing the problem, that thing that keeps causing this. What is the thing that makes all of this happen? Ironically, human beings. Did you sit back? What causes this? What causes everything bad in the world? Humans. And then you dig deeper. You learn a bit about everything, like I did. And I found out the problem. It's the same problem for every single human being on Earth. It's a thing that beautiful animals don't have to deal with. They're free of this. Internally, but externally, they're never going to be free until we are internally free of it. The environment and every human being suffers. Every single animal suffers. We suffer. The people that do it suffer. They are suffering. What is it? Ego. You could call it the devil, you could call it whatever you want. The condition that people have. The collective ego and the individual ego. You know what the most amazing thing is? We as human beings aren't born with this. That disease gets forced upon us. We literally get our souls raped, and we have to carry around the disease of that person that raped us. We're fucked up. And they just keep doing it to the next generation, the next person, every single person you have contact with, you keep trying to fucking rape their soul so you can get rid of yours. And you don't realize that that disease has taken you over. That disease has now embedded itself into your program, into your belief, into your behavior. And it makes you do things that you have no control over. People can't stop themselves from doing this. That's not freedom. You're not free. If you can't do what you want to do, when you want to do it, and you can't not do what you don't want to do when you don't want to do it, are you free? No. You're a slave. You have no control. You have no self-control. You have no ability to do or not do. That's not okay. That's not normal. Why is this such a normal thing? Everyone's okay with that. You know what I'm going to focus on instead? I'm going to focus on making money. Yep. I'm going to focus on buying some shit. Yep. I'm going to focus on building a big fucking house. Yep. I'm going to focus on everything that doesn't matter. I'm going to focus on trying to make other people perceive me as being complete. Everyone's going to perceive me as being better. Everyone's going to look at me and go, wow, I wish I was them. Do you know what everyone's doing? Redirection, deflection. Classic. It's classic. It's like people that created a big, like if you're trying to go down to the soul level, the ego keeps sparking up, keeps sparking up, keeps sparking up. Do you know what these people will do? They will create a massive episode. They will create a drama. And that drama doesn't make sense. It's psychotic. It doesn't make sense. There's no topic, there's no point. It just goes psycho. They have no idea what they're talking about. Do you know why they're doing it? So that they redirect from the ego's problem. The ego doesn't want you to succeed. The ego doesn't want you to be free of it. When you become free of it, it dies. So of course it's going to absolutely sacrifice everything. And the thing it's sacrificing is you. It will literally sacrifice your life to stay alive. It will kill its host to just stay alive a little bit longer. For the ultimate life sucking. The ultimate taking everything from you. But yet we focus on this. Why do you focus on a career? Just a little thing. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are we focused on jobs? Why? For the industrial machine to keep going around. Why is that our focus? Why is that everything? Why do we go to school? Why do we go to university? Why do we do all this stuff? Our focus and our drive is creating a consistent industrial machine. That wasn't always there. Humans invented this. That's not what came from the birth of life. Why is that our focus? Why do we not learn anything to do with learn a single thing to deal with any problem at all? And we just learn that violence is the key, abuse is the key. Fuck it. Don't deal with it, just chuck it into the vault, move on. And just think like that's going to be healthy and okay for you, and you're not going to completely fuck your life up because of it, and you're not going to continue to fuck up everyone else's life that you come into contact with. You're going to bring them down? How is that okay? What point is that okay? Why is the focus not on our internal soul, which we are, life, God, the God particle, the creator, the infinite life that we are? Why is that not our focus? Because if we make money, then we can be free of this. Yeah, that's our stupid theory, that we can buy denial, that we can self-medicate materialistically, that we can have power over people. I was hurt, so now I'm going to hurt others. I was the same idiot that did that. Be the first to admit it. How is this helping you? It's not. You're now being the person and the people that you despise and that hurt you. And all you have to do is learn how to deal with the crap that happened to you. It's like I've told you before, I'm not a good guy to be a good guy to anyone else. I'm not a good man for anyone else. I'm a good man for me. I'll never lower myself because I respect and honor and love me. That's the same thing. You forgive yourself. It might sound weird, but you gotta forgive you for them. Crazy, right? And that's pretty fucked up, that we have to forgive ourselves because the people that use and abuse us. I don't know why, but that's a belief system that most people have. We have to learn to forgive ourselves. We have to learn to forgive them. We have to learn to let go of that. When you think about someone, you're like, that person, fuck them. Hope they get their karma. Are you going to pity them? If that makes you feel better? It's not going to make you feel better. It's going to make your ego feel better. Not you, not your soul. When you come to peace with it and not even give a fuck anymore, don't care. No fucks given. You don't have to care. They can be your parents. You don't have to care. They can be people that traumatize you the worst. You don't have to care. You can choose not to remember them. You can let go. You can forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Forget. Learn how to do this. I think that's sort of an important thing in our lives to do. If you're going to move from one relationship to another relationship, if you're still fucked up from the first relationship, and you're just going to drag that bullshit into the next relationship, and you're going to do that to the poor person that you're in a relationship with. Or if you're fucked up because your parents are psychotic, and you just, or childhood, or whatever it is, people, if you don't deal with it, you're just going to carry it on. And guess what? You're not going to deal with it. You didn't deal with it before when you're by yourself. So why would you deal with it now in a relationship? This is going to be our next chapter, I think. I think it's about time we crack open the lid and kick this thing. Kick what a real relationship is. Get it done right. But to do all of this, you need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive whatever happened to you and move on. If you don't do this, you're going to be stuck in that same spot, subconsciously or consciously, for your whole life. And your life, you're going to work and waste all your life on shit that doesn't matter. You're going to get to the end of your life, and guys, I've been stone cold dead before. Now, I defined that I'd been to the other side and I came back. And in that moment of death, so here's what happened. I was dead when I was born. I hung by my umbilical cord. Right there. See that? It's pretty fucked up. I was hung by my umbilical cord and I'm dead. And I've had my motorbike accident was, I don't remember that when I was a child. But I had a crash that I broke my back, which you guys probably know about already by now. That it was my time. I was fucking up. I had sought wisdom, I had sought enlightenment, and I was doing nothing with it. I wasn't doing my purpose here. So it was my time to go back. And I don't know if you believe in spirituality or anything like this, but it's prophecies that got told to me. It's true. And if it was like, if Jake, if you don't do what you're here to do, you're gonna get taken back. You've got a purpose, do it. And I was wasting my life. I was seeking materialistic things. I was thinking that that would make me happier. Oh yeah. Guys, I had everything. I'm sitting in a 3-story penthouse in the Gold Coast. One whole level is my bedroom. I drove the flashiest shit. I surfed, I didn't have to work. I had everything. I was a model, I trained models, that was my job. When I chose to. I was surrounded by everything that you could ever materialistically want. I had it all. That was me, I had the best of everything. I was worthless. It didn't matter if I tried and I picked up girls and I regretted everything I did. I regretted who I was. I was miserable and soul crushed. I used to wake up and when you get everything that you ever wanted, and you haven't done the internal work, why do you think so many successful people kill themselves? Why do you think so many famous people do it? Why do you think drugs and alcohol and bad behavior is so rampant in these people? Why? Because of that, because you think your goal is that, and when you get there and you realize it's not your salvation, you get there and then what? The thing that the whole world believes is a lie. And when you get there, holy shit. That can be the tipping point for a lot of people. And I will tell you this not to brag. I'll tell you this because I've been there and I had the opportunity to have my eyes open. I found the eyes to see and the ears to hear. I had that opportunity. I'm so grateful. And this is what I mean. Use your experiences to make you better. And let me be there for you right now. It's not going to make you happy. It doesn't matter if you're famous. Hundreds of thousands of people, and you walk down the street and people are like, hey man, how you doing? You're like, cool man. Doesn't matter. You know everyone. That doesn't matter. You drive flashy cars, bro. Doesn't matter. Live in penthouses and have the girls. It don't matter. None of it matters. If you don't matter inside yourself and you're trying to externally do this because you're internally poor, and your whole thing is you think money, wealth, fame is going to bring you something that you don't have, it's going to suck when you get to the end. Let that be your experience to seek your internal wealth, your internal richness, your internal self-worth, love, and belief. It's back to the death, funny enough. It was my time. I kept screwing up. I didn't do it. I had all of it and the wisdom, and I'm living in Thailand, hanging out with monks and being in temples and shit like that. I'm in the place, I'm confronting my ego through martial arts, through that physical endurance, that physical determination. I'm still fucking up. I'm still partying. I'm not dedicating myself to my career, my art. I'm not finishing my writings. I'm not doing anything. I'm half-assing it just to get by. Yeah, sure, no, I'm not being spiritual. I'm doing my work, though. I'm there. And I lost my shit. I'm completely mental. I was literally going to join the French Foreign Legion because the world was too confusing for me. I was conflicted with my internal soul seeking out truth and light, and my external ego seeking out materialistic things and trying to be something that it's not. Fake. Yeah, that's easy to be combat and shoot. Yeah, that's easy for me. That's fine. And that was a simpler thing than actually doing the thing that I'm here to do. I was trying to run away in so many different things. The money thing, well, I realized that wasn't it. The womenizing, that wasn't it. Alcohol and drugs, that wasn't it. Fame, that wasn't it. The last thing I had was to put myself in such a fucked up situation where it's life and death. That I could just, that was it. And I was riding along and I went and sat on this island for a day. Just sat there. And I made my decision. I'm going to join the French Foreign Legion. On my ride home, before I got on my bike, I'm like, imagine if I died. I had my spear and my sight for shooting fish. And I'm like, imagine if I crash right now, that would go straight through my ribs. I'm riding, and I don't often wear my helmet, but I was wearing my helmet this day. I don't often wear shoes and usually ride a road bike with thongs on. But I was wearing shoes, I was wearing a helmet. And I went around the bend, been around this corner 100 times. And I was being an idiot like always, just flying, racing, seeing how fast I could get there. Pushing my limits, pushing my life, not having worth for my life or anyone else. And then it happened. Along the coast of Thailand, you have cliff on one side, that's death. And the mountain on the other. And I was coming around the bend. I was the right hand. And it just went straight. And it just wasn't turning. And the guardrail is coming. And I did something that is insane. Like, I don't know how I did this. You know, there's the road, dirt, the guardrail, then death. There's that little bit of dirt. Well, I come from a background of extreme sports. Flipping bikes, rock climbing, luging, skateboarding, BMX, dirt bikes, you name it. So I come from a place where I learned how to fall from really high heights. So I know how to fall, and I know how to kick a dirt bike to the side, go around a berm. I'm on a road bike, CBR, and that's what I did. Dropped it down a gear, pinned the side out, and just banged it. And it was working. I'm going straight for the railing, I'm going straight, and I'm starting to turn, I'm like literally about to hit the railing. Guess what, guys? Welcome to Thailand. There's a piece of the road missing. A piece of the road was missing. It was over. I was dead. I knew it. The moment I saw that hole and the direction that I was going, I know physics, I know that I'm just gonna keep going. And my front wheel went in. The moment I saw the bike, I saw myself flipping. I just looked down and I was just flipping through the under. The moment I'm dead. And in that moment, my life flashed before my eyes in a way that you might not understand yet. The whole flashing, it's not that you see it, you experience it as an emotion. It's a core. We feel that. We're experiencing it again as the emotion. And my life was just regret. I was just full of regret. Everything I regretted. I regretted everything in my life. I regretted I'm going to die without ever meeting my true love. I regret that I've wasted my whole life and given so many opportunities and wasted them all. I regret how I let that bullshit that happened to me stay with me. I regretted that I let that bullshit that other people did carry on and corrupt and destroy my life. I regret that I let myself destroy my own life. I regretted it destroyed other people's lives. And I come to peace. I'm like, this is my last moment. I literally just slow down. And I went, this is my last moment. And this is my last moment, I'm no longer going to be a slave. I'm going to come to peace and control this moment. I'm going to make this moment my greatest moment, even though it's my last. And that's another thing, is you know, it's soul crushing that your life is being wasted. You have wasted your one life. Second for me. But you've wasted it. You've done nothing of value with it. And there's no moments next. You don't get a second chance. You're not gonna wake up tomorrow. There's not a next day. There's not a next hour. There's not a next minute. You're dead. That's it. All over and over. And that hurt so much. That moment was the motivating force for me to change everything forever. And dedicate my life to this, go through and I changed everything, I made everything right. I never got to do these things. I went out and I've done them. I'm doing the thing right now that then I wish I had done. I went and told people, what you did wasn't cool. I confronted everything. And I come to peace. I took control of that moment and I made it my greatest. I found love and joy inside of myself. It like erupted like a nuclear bomb. I was just like, I thought that my smile, it was so big, I thought it was going to break my helmet. I was smiling so much. I was so happy. I was at such peace. I was at such harmony. I was at such tranquility. I was at one. Except the universe with God. In that moment, I was connected. I was completely surrendered. I was completely loved. And it exploded within me. And I was grateful. I was humble. I never felt so good in my life. And I was just about to die. I took in my last breath, smiled so much, you can see on my face, I went back to that moment. I opened my eyes, accepted my fate. I was shocked for what happened. I was shocked because one, I could see the road, and that was confusing for me. If I'm going this way and I hit an object, I'm going to continue to go that way. Physics. The corner is like this and I'm going straight. Why am I not off the cliff? I don't know how I can go off the cliff. Divine hand of God, I don't know. I'm heading head first for the road. I'm like flipping down, heading straight down for the road. Heading straight for it. My hands are out. I hit the road. I roll. I stand up. I'm sliding on my feet. I'm standing like this. I don't know what happened. I couldn't understand it. I actually thought I was dead. I actually thought I was dead. Someone saw it and came over. Are you alright? Are you alright? It was really good they could speak English in Thailand. I'm like, and I didn't know if I was dead or alive. And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, but my bike's fucked. Why do I care about a materialistic item? And I survived. Sat down in the bush and I'm like, they come back and double checked with me. Are you sure you're alright? Yeah, I think so. I am so lucky that in that moment, my body was so strong and flexible. I trained as a mixed martial artist, full on, every single day, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 months straight. I spent my life as a personal trainer and trained physically, core and body, and I was massive. And all that muscle in my core and back saved my life. That's why I'm not dead. That's why I'm not paralyzed. Because I had so much mass and strength and I knew how to fall. But what happened? Broke my hand. All through here is broken, my wrist stuffed and like I had pains and shit. Broke my back. Thank goodness that it wasn't paralyzed and that it wasn't full snap or anything like that. Everything else went just to shit because like everything just but guys, I survived. I was alive. And I forgave myself. I forgave everyone else. I turned my life around and I went flat stick in the right direction. I gave it everything I got. And what I'm saying this story for you guys, because it's a pretty long one, I need you to understand something. Don't let it be your last moment. That it's the moment you work it out. Don't let it be too late. Don't let it be a regret. Stop regretting. Live a life you're proud of. Do things you're proud of. Leave a legacy of positivity. Make this world a better place because you are here. I want to be remembered forever. And it's not for ego. The reason why I want to be remembered, I want to be remembered and followed because I want those people to not have to make the same mistakes I did. At the English college that I teach at, I have a little poster saying, you can't make all the mistakes yourself. Learn from others. You need to. You need to stop making so many mistakes. That's why I want to be remembered, because people they can't skip the bullshit. They get straight to the point. What is so important about me? Well, really, it's just that I survived. It is truly that what I'm most prevalently known for is my willpower to never surrender and never quit. That's it. I just never quit. You never lose if you never give up. You never lose if you never quit. And it's not about winning. It's truly just about, I'd rather stand fast instead of going backwards. And I might not be able to take a step forward today, or this week, or this month, or this year, but I swear I will not take a step back. You just have to come to a point where enough is enough. You have to come to a point where you're now in control. When you say something, it's done. That's what happens. There is no take backs. Take control. Do what you choose when you choose to do it. This is my choice and this is what stands, and I will not move. You have to become greater than your greatest excuse, your greatest fear, your greatest problem, and the ego. You must seek fuel that defeats the ego, and that's love. When you do that, you're free. When you do that, you're now running the vibration of the universe. You're now being the God particle. Something I used to explain. Love is God. Everything great is love. You need to find this internalness that gets you through this. Use my story to inspire you to go forth and be great. It's all I want. It's all I ask from anyone. Don't make the same mistakes. Learn from mine. You don't have to make them. And I can show you the way. I can literally just show you the way not to go. And find your own way. Whatever way works, just get it done. Forgive yourself. Forgive everyone else. Don't put yourself down. There's enough people are trying to do that, right? And stop letting people put you down. Stop being so easily put down. Stop being so offended. Choose something different for yourself. You can go forth and do something great for yourself. You don't have to let their opinions, beliefs, or actions to you define you. You define you. You do you. And if you don't know what that is, find it. You will. It will come. Just don't let it be the last thing that you do. Alright? Look after each other. Look after yourself. I love you all. And guess what? You're worth doing it for. Trust me. You will. So, as always, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, notification bell, social medias, and I want to tell you why, guys, so much stuff that can help. And this channel, I want to be the largest channel that ever existed. Imagine that. Imagine, stop making stupid people famous and start making positive people reach the world. And it's not about fame. Like, I remember this quote I read about this. Like, if you are famous, use your fame to do great things. If you're wealthy, use your wealth to do great things. Whatever you are, use that for greatness. If you are a great artist, like I am, use it for something to inspire the world. If you're a great singer, sing to inspire the world for greatness. Do these things for greatness. So I use this platform to reach the world, and yeah, imagine that. Imagine changing the world positively. That's what we're doing. So jump on our Change the World Positive campaign, and like always, look after yourself, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next video, eh?